we're gonna go ahead and draw this still life right here. What I would have you do normally on your final paper is draw so large that it goes off the page. I'm gonna draw so that it fits the page so that we can see it completely, okay? You can start wherever you want. I'm probably gonna start with the cut piece over here on the side so I can kind of get the angle, and then the other piece I'll fit in, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start with the main gesture. So I see that it's a basic shape, a diagonal straight line right there. And then it curves around, rests on the table, and then it goes up slightly right about here. Remember to draw lightly on your end. Okay, and if you need to alter the shape of that, go ahead and alter that. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw the next section. I'm probably going to start with this diagonal line right here for the center, and then I can get both sides from that point. Okay, and I also want to see how tall does that go. So remember to compare sections to each other. So look at where this diagonal line here ends, and then compare it to where it hits this. They're about the same height, you see that? So where this is, that's where this is going to end. So I know that, and then I got to look and see where it starts. So it starts in right about here. So I'm comparing all of these elements. It's a slight diagonal, and it falls about the same place as this guy. They're about the same height. And then from there, they kind of go up, don't they? They kind of go up from there and curve around. And then here, looks like a shape like that. Looks like it ends about right here where the corner of this part, the slice is. So you always want to compare one element to another element so you get the right height, the right proportion, the right placement. And then from there, you get the round orange, the outside of the orange that comes around. Remember to use gesture lines to get the gesture of the shape. And then you can erase the extra lines you don't need. And, you know, kind of take a look at it, see if there's anything else that you should have done differently. Like this probably is more of a point now that I'm looking at it, so I'm going to fix that. It's not so rounded. It's more of a pointy top, it looks like. That's probably okay. And now we need to add in some of the details. So we've got the main shape. So add in the white outer rim of the orange, I guess. Add in the center part here. Try to add in some of these diagonal lines that come out. And then on this one, do the same thing, this white section here, and then some of the diagonals that you can kind of see. Okay, so go ahead and draw those in at your leisure. Now, as you guys are kind of finishing that up, I want you to get your colors ready. You do not have to do an orange. It's a monochromatic piece. It's one color and it can be any color. So if you want to do a blue orange, you can do a blue orange. It does not have to be an orange, okay? I'm probably going to do an orange because I don't want to confuse anybody. So these are the colors I'm going with. I have a nice box of Prismas that have a wide range of options. So I'm going to do, I grabbed a pumpkin orange, which is like a dark orange. Then I have a yellowed orange. And then I have a yellow for my highlights or my light sections. And all of these are going to be blended together. So I have a dark orange, a medium orange, and a light orange because I had those options. Let's say that you have a box of 12 colored pencils. So you don't have as many options. You are going to then choose your main color. So let's say blue, okay, blue is your main color. I'm sorry, let's say green is your main color. Whatever color you choose is going to be the medium color. So here's my medium, I chose green, okay, because I have a box of 12, we're pretending. So I have green as my main color. To get a dark green, you would mix blue. Blue and green would make a dark green. To get a light green, you could do yellow mixed with green, or you could do white. Okay, and that'll give you your light green. So if you only have a box of like 12 or 8 colored pencils, choose the color you want, okay? So green in this case, and then find a dark color that would mix with green and a light color that would mix with green to get your dark, medium, and light. If you're doing, I'm doing these as my colors. I'm not limited to just 3 colors. That's the lowest amount you can go with. You have to have 3 or more. I can also introduce white. I can also introduce a darker orange, maybe even a red. Okay, so you are not limited to 3. You can do more than 3. You can't do less than 3 values, okay? All right, so we're gonna start. Does anyone need me to wait? Okay, don't see anything in the chat room. We're gonna start. I like to start with the darkest color. So grab your darkest color right now, whatever that might be. So mine is a dark orange, it's called pumpkin orange. And I'm gonna start on the left side because I'm right-handed. So I'm gonna start over here. And what I'm gonna do first is I'm going to erase gently any lines that got too dark in the section I'm about to color. So right here it got a little dark, so I'm gonna lighten it. Okay, I'm gonna lighten it about here. So I'm just kind of gently erasing it because colored pencils don't cover regular pencil all the time. So I lightened it. I can still see it, but it's lighter so that the colored pencil covers it, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start with the darkest section. And you can see right here at the bottom, it's really, really dark, right at the bottom corner. And it actually gets really dark all the way along the rim to the top. So I don't want you guys to outline things or leave things outlined, but we do start with an outline so that we have a clean edge. So I'm actually doing a nice clean outline right now that will eventually fade and become value. So you see how I kind of trace the outer edge. This also helps keep you in line as you're coloring because you know not to go beyond that part, right? Technically, this dark color goes almost all the way up, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm using my darkest color. I outlined where the darkest color is going to go. And now I can go a little bit darker. So I'm pressing down pretty hard. And this is something that we have practiced multiple times now. So you press hard. And then as you move away from that section that's super dark, you ease up on the pressure. So you go really, really hard, hard pressure, and then as you move away from that dark section, go light. It's really, really important that you go lighter, that you're creating a smooth value transition because you're trying to mix this color with the next color. And if you don't mix or you don't go light, then they won't mix. The light color won't cover it. And I color in small tight circles. So I don't know if you can notice or see that on Zoom or if it's translating, but I'm going in small tight circles like this. When I color, I don't normally color in a line because I don't want to see the line. So I usually color in small tight circles. If I do color in a straight line, then I go opposite direction over that to hide the lines. Okay. Remember how we did this outline all the way up? We don't ever want to leave anything as an outline, so I'm going to change this to value by adding a thicker section along that edge and then bringing it out lightly and having it kind of fade away so that it'll mix with the next color. Okay, and then take a look at the orange slice. Do you see it get dark anywhere else? I kind of see it go up a little bit like around here. So I'm going to kind of bring it in. I'm coloring it in the way I see it. Lightly with my dark. I'm still using the dark color. Okay. Actually, it looks like it's kind of dark in the top corner up here. So I'm going to erase some of the pencil lines. And I'm going to add a little bit of dark up here too. Okay, looking at the pumpkin orange color that I chose, it's not really capturing this really dark reddish look that's down here. So even a little bit darker than the dark that I have. And since I have a red, I'm just going to go a little bit darker on top of that, just in that really dark section. So remember, you're not limited to 3 colors. You can do more. So if you have even a darker version and you want to make it more prominent down here at the bottom, you can definitely do that. You see how it kind of adds a little bit more kind of depth because of that value. If you want to introduce a 4th color, something even darker than the dark that you're using, you absolutely can. Or just stick with the 3 colors that you're using. 3 is enough for the most part. I just want to add a little bit more to show you. Okay, so now that I'm done with my darkest dark, the one that I just introduced was Scarlet Lake, so just a red. All right, so now I'm done with my darkest section. I'm going to go to the medium color. So grab your medium. So my medium that I chose is yellowed orange. And with the medium color, you're going to color on top of your darkest color. So on top of the darkest color, I'm pressing hard. The reason I'm going on top of a color I've already done is because it blends the 2 colors together. It's almost like using a blending tool, only we're using a colored pencil to blend. So we're blending together. I'm pressing really, really hard, blending together. It's 2 colors. Color in small tight circles still. Keep looking back and forth at the orange to see where this medium color should go, how far out, at what point do you ease up on the pressure because you need to introduce your light color. This is the lightest section right here. There's a light section right here. And then everything else is probably medium. So if you want to kind of map out the highlight. So I see a highlight here and I see a highlight right here. You guys kind of see that? So I kind of created this oval here and this oval here because that's the lightest section. Everything else I can go pretty dark on. So I'm going to press hard along the edge, keeping your edge clean. And as you get close to those highlighted sections, then you ease up on the pressure. Now I'm going to barely press right around here. Still small, tight circles. I'm just not pressing as hard. I'm going to use my lightest color, which is, what is this? I guess I chose lemon yellow. Okay. And with the yellow, your lightest color, you're going to go over everything, blending everything together again. And you can press hard with this light color everywhere, even in the highlighted areas. Another light color you could use is white. If you choose to use white, don't do white everywhere. White is an opaque color. Okay, so here's white. And because it's opaque, it'll kind of leave like a white residue over everything. Instead of blending the colors together, it kind of dulls them with this white. So if I want to do white, I'm just going to do it only in my light section, a little bit into the medium sections. Don't go everywhere. If you're using a light color, then you can do that everywhere. Okay, so when you've got it filled in, take a look at it. Should you go darker in some areas? Should you go lighter? Does it need to be smoother? Take a step back from it, take a look at it. I've now got the red back in my hand. And I'm just going to make it a little bit darker in some areas. The darker it is, the more contrast and drama it brings, which is a good thing. So I'm just going to do the inside right here, and then I'm going to finish this on my own because class is going to be over. So first thing I'm going to do, just like last time, is I'm going to gently erase the pencil lines because they're too dark. So if your pencil lines are too dark, lighten them by erasing them a little bit. You don't want to erase the point where you can't see it, obviously, but you want to erase it so it's not so dark. All right, now, there's not a ton of dark happening in this section. So I'm going to use my pumpkin orange just a little bit, especially along this edge. So I'm going to do a little bit of the pumpkin orange. It kind of follows the lines up just a little bit, the little slices. So really take a look at your object, draw what you see. See it coming this way a little bit. Remember, not outlines. That's not what we're going for. You can start with an outline, but then you have the value fade up from that outline so that the outline disappears and it just becomes value. So I'm just kind of going along the edge because that's where it's darkest based on this photo. Okay, so now I've got my medium color in my hand and I'm going to press down pretty hard over my dark sections because it blends it all together. And then I'm going to ease up on the pressure as it gets to the lighter section. So press down hard in the dark section, ease up on the pressure to the lighter section. Okay, so I did my medium color and I did it really dark along the edge here. And then I eased up on the pressure as it made its way to that diagonal line. And now I'm going to use yellow and I'm going to press down really, really hard over everything, blending it all together. So it all looks like it's part of the same color family. Unless you're using white, don't do this. If you're not using white, do this. The other thing that I didn't mention is the cast shadow. In the image, the cast shadow is like gray, right? But this is a monochromatic art piece. So you're only allowed to use the colors you've chosen. You can't use any other colors. So if I want to create that cast shadow, I'm probably going to use my darkest darks. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of the red because I don't want you to use any, don't introduce any other colors. You're only using the monochromatic colors you've chosen. So I'm going to do a little bit of red. And then I'm going to do my pumpkin, which is really my dark color. I'm going to press kind of hard on the red. And then remember, as the cast shadow moves away from the object, it gets a little bit lighter. So I'm going to ease up on the pressure. And I'm using the same colors, monochromatic colors for the fruit. Don't introduce any new colors at all. Even if the shadow is a different color than the fruit, the whole point is that everything is colored in with one color. Okay. All right. So if you guys feel okay, you are allowed to leave. If you would like to stay on Zoom, I'm going to stay on because I'm recording. So you can stay with me and you can keep working with me. Otherwise, you guys have a wonderful day and I will see everybody on Friday. Bye guys.